Today's video is brought to you by ablmerch.com. Grab your I Survived the Pandemic hats, t-shirts, stickers, mugs, and more through the link in the description box below. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and George Floyd's most recent girlfriend, both thanking George Floyd for dying, basically. Now, I wish I was making this up. I wish I was exaggerating, but I'm really not exaggerating. This is basically what was said. Now, there's a lot I want to get off my chest today. There's a lot to quote unquote unpack here, as the cool kids would say. But first, let's get into the clips. In these clips, you're going to see and hear what they both had to say about George Floyd, and this is a good thing, and this, that, and the third. After we get done watching those clips, I'll come back. I'll talk about what they said there. Then I give you the rest of my 2 cents, my deep, detailed analysis, and then I wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
I loved him with all my heart, and I'd do anything to have him standing next to me again today. But I know he gave his life so this could happen. And I know that he gave his life so that other people's cases can get reopened. We can re-examine the cases that were closed. We can get justice for people that deserve it.
So again, thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice, for being there to call out to your mom. How heartbreaking was that? Call out for your mom. I can't breathe. But because of you, and because of thousands, millions of people around the world who came out for justice, your name will always be synonymous with justice.
All right, you saw that, you heard that. Now, when I first heard that they said something like that, I was like, come on, really? They said, thank you for dying? No way that's possible. No way that's real. You guys are exaggerating. But I watched the clips, and it's kind of hard to surprise me, but I was a little bit surprised. I feel like a lot of these white liberals, which is what they are, the white liberals, I feel like a lot of these white liberals are becoming more emboldened right now. They pretty much say the quiet part out loud. It's like, hey, man, thank you for dying. Appreciate it. We got some political things we need to get going forward. So, hey, man, this death right here really helps us out a lot. So thank you for dying. We appreciate it. The Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, okay, the Speaker of the House came out and said it. She was like, hey, thank you for dying. Thank you for your sacrifice, for justice. It's like, really? I'm sure there's different ways to achieve justice rather than dying. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing about it is that George Floyd was not a civil rights activist. He was just a regular guy. Okay, he was a regular guy. He was not an activist. This is not the equivalent to Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, when you got guys that are out there actively involved with politics, elected officials, right? It's not anything like that. You're talking about a regular dude that died. They're saying thank you because they feel like they're able to fundraise on this, because let's not forget, I'm going to keep bringing this number up because you got to get it through your head if you've not gotten it through your head yet. Black Lives Matter, and not just BLM, not just one group, but Black Lives Matter and other similar groups, affiliated groups that are pretty much in the same social justice category. They raised $10.6 billion with a B, $10.6 billion after George Floyd died in May of 2020. Okay, 10.6 in 6 months, 10.6 billion. So yeah, they're going to thank him because without his death, none of that would have been possible. Black Lives Matter was around, yes, but they were not raising that much money so quickly. They were not able to get people out there to go vote as much. So they look at his death as a great sacrifice. Not just Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, but also his most recent girlfriend, if I'm not mistaken. You got 2 white liberals that are thanking the black man for dying at the hands of police, allegedly. Now, this kind of goes to what I say all the time. When you're talking about Black Lives Matter, the left in general, the black man has no place, especially in BLM. Okay, I've done numerous videos on these people and their ideology. And at one point, there was a particular page on their website They had an outline for the family going forward. They don't believe in a nuclear family. They're very big proponents of LGBT stuff. So unless you are a gay male, they don't really have much for. Oh, they're definitely for protecting black women. They love black women regardless of gay, straight, or whatever. If you a single black mom with no man around, you just like God to them. But if you are a dad raising your kids, doing the right thing, going to work, getting money, and you're straight, they have no use for you at all unless you die, because you are their chief fundraiser, black man. If you're watching this, you are the chief fundraiser. All right. So this is a big part of the reason why I look at BLM and any kind of affiliated group as just bogus and not even really to be entertained, because there's no space in it for a guy like myself or anyone like me who looks like me and come from the same type of environment, happens to be heterosexual, married to a woman. There's no room there for us. They don't want us. They're actually actively against us. If I say, you know what, I got my wife who want kids, want to have a nuclear family, they don't want that. The only time you're good to them is if you're LGBT, or the best case, if you happen to die. And there could be a white man that's blamed. If there's a black man that could be blamed for your death, or anyone else other than a white man, they have no use for you. So the regular everyday black on black violence, no, we don't need we have no use for that. Did the heroin and the fentanyl, things like that, did that kill you? We have no use for that. We're not trying to have beef with the pharmaceutical industry or the drug cartels or anything of the sort. We're not really worried about them. We're worried about being over here basically with the LGBT crowd, with some of the emotional crowd, trying to raise some money up. That's what's going on. We're going to do things to help the woman, whether she be gay or straight, but the male, only if he's gay, and if he's straight, his best use to us is when he's dead. They said it right there. So don't just take my word for it when I say it. Listen to them talk. Thank you for your sacrifice. Sacrifice? What did he sacrifice out from his life? What did he sacrifice? Sacrifice time, resources, energy, money. What did he really? He was not a civil rights guy. He was just a guy, like regular normie, that happened to be on drugs, unfortunately, and lost his life as a result. So as I close, I want to say this. You can think that I'm wrong about George Floyd and Derek Chauvin and the whole situation. I get it. I'm not even really too upset about that. You could think that I'm wrong. However, I think that it's important that we realize what's happening here with politics and with this whole situation. I think by this point in time, people that want to see it, they see it. They're not going to be asleep too much. They're not going to be in their matrix pod. But those that don't want to see what's happening, those that want to stay asleep, they'll stay asleep, and that's fine. Okay, if you telling me don't make me on dreaming, all right, cool. Go ahead, get your Z, get your counting your sheep on. That's totally fine with me. But I am awake in the true sense of the word, not this whole woke culture that's destroying America. I'm awake in the true sense, meaning I see what's happening here. I see when they say, hey man, thank you for dying. Basically, understand what that is, that a person like myself has no use for them other than being dead at the hands of a white man. Whether the white man is guilty or innocent is irrelevant, because they're still able to raise money on that. They're still able to get their agendas met, or at least addressed, as a result of that. All kind of things going on, illegal immigration and taxes going sky high, all kind of government handouts, all this and that. All these things going on as a result of guys like George Floyd dying. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about BLM? How do you feel about people like Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House now, saying that she thanks George Floyd for dying? Where is BLM at when a guy like George Floyd is going through his addiction on opioids and things of that nature? And I think the girlfriend, she even came out on stage and said that they're both on opioids and they were battling addiction. I'm not sure if she's still getting high, but that's a different story, and I digress. My whole point is that she came out and said that they were on drugs. So why aren't we looking at that as a problem? Looking at the drugs, looking at his lifestyle. We should be able to see that and be like, okay, this is an issue here that we should address pretty quickly, because if we don't address it, there may be more problems like this, more unfortunate encounters like this. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet talking. You guys pretty much know where I stand with it. This is a really nasty thing to say. Very nasty, but not surprising at all. This is pretty much how the left operate, which is why, or not the only reason, but a big part of the reason why I'm no longer on the left. So when I would see things like this, it made me just back away. I started to learn more information when I was more inquisitive. And I think this is going to be a trend that continues long beyond just me. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.